Let's be clear. What you're about to hear is not just some rumor or wild idea. It's not a conspiracy on social media. It's real. And it's about to shake everything you thought you knew about immigration, global power, and Africa's role in shaping America's future. The United States is getting ready to announce a major policy change in 2025, one that's so unexpected, bold, and let's be honest, politically explosive, that it's going to divide the country like never before. The United States is preparing to offer visa-free access to 10 African countries. Yes, 10 countries. For decades, African travelers, students, workers, and even diplomats have had to go through one of the toughest, most humiliating, and expensive visa processes just to step foot in the U.S. Background checks, fingerprints, interviews, denials without reasons the system has been broken for so long. But in 2025, all that could change. Thanks to a new U.S. global mobility plan, citizens from 10 African countries could travel to the U.S. without a visa. No more long lines at consulates or complicated forms. Just a passport, a plane ticket, and you're in. Sounds crazy? Well, buckle up, because when you learn which countries are on the list and why they were picked, you'll see just why this is going to spark chaos across the world. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment about your own airport experiences. Let's begin. Number 10, Nigeria. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Nigeria, the largest economy in Africa, its most populated country, and arguably the most culturally influential force on the continent, has faced some of the toughest visa restrictions when it comes to entering the United States. Despite being highly educated, English-speaking, and tech-savvy, Nigerians have been among the most rejected visa applicants in the world. It's been a constant struggle, with bureaucratic red tape and suspicion holding them back. But everything changes in 2025. Why? Because America is now seeing Nigeria not just as a country, but as a strategic partner. Tech, energy, and defense are the new frontiers of collaboration between the two nations. With Silicon Valley investing in Nigerian startups and growing military ties in West Africa to counter China's influence, the U.S. has realized that keeping Nigerians out is bad for business. However, don't be fooled into thinking this shift is coming out of generosity. It's not about compassion, it's about competition. China is building railways, ports, and digital infrastructure in Nigeria, while Russia is negotiating oil contracts and Turkey is setting up universities. Meanwhile, the U.S. is trying to catch up. The new visa-free access is America's Trojan horse, designed to lure Nigeria's best and brightest to pick America over China or Russia. But not everyone is happy about it. Critics are warning that this could overwhelm the system. Some call it a globalist loophole, and others fear it's a sneaky way to change America's labor force and demographics. And here's the kicker. Nigerians will be able to walk right into U.S. airports like JFK and LAX without any questions, while U.S. citizens still need a visa to enter Nigeria. Is this a double standard or a clever strategy? Either way, Nigeria has now become the epicenters of the immigration battle in 2025. It's a shocking turn of events, and it's only the beginning. Number 9, Kenya. If Nigeria is Africa's economic powerhouse, then Kenya is its diplomatic sweetheart. In 2025, Kenyans will be able to travel to the United States without a visa, marking a huge win for Kenya, which has long supported pro-Western alliances. Over the years, Kenya has been home to American military bases, intelligence centers, and humanitarian efforts. But this visa change isn't just a thank you gift, it's part of a bigger plan. The U.S. wants to use Kenya to counter China's and Iran's influence in East Africa. Kenya is the bait, and the U.S. sees it as a key partner. But here's where it gets complicated. Kenya's population is young, ambitious, and hungry for opportunities. This makes it a perfect target for critics who argue that this visa deal could be abused by economic migrants pretending to be tourists. Some conservative voices in the U.S. are even calling it a silent amnesty, opening doors for more migrants. Meanwhile, in Kenya, there's a mix of euphoria and suspicion. People are excited about the chance, but many are worried that the U.S. is just trying to drain their best talents, leading to a brain drain in East Africa. The question on everyone's mind is, who is using who? It's a delicate, even sad situation where both sides have their own agenda, but trust is in short supply. Number 8, South Africa. In a move that will make history, South Africa is about to get a first-class seat to America with no visa required. This is huge. For years, South Africa has carefully balanced its relationships, staying close to BRICS, while still maintaining ties with the United States. But in 2025, the US will grant South Africa visa-free access as part of a broader effort to weaken BRICS and strengthen ties with pro-Western nations. The US sees South Africa as the gateway to Africa, a key player in finance and logistics, a cultural influencer, and even a soft power engine across the continent. Hollywood loves it, Wall Street invests in it, and Washington wants it close. But here's where it gets tricky. This move comes when racial tensions and the immigration debate in America are boiling over. Granting visa-free travel to a country still struggling with the shadows of apartheid and facing its own xenophobic protests will cause a massive stir. Opponents will argue that South Africa itself can't even handle its own immigration crisis. So how can it be trusted with unrestricted access to the US? But the truth is, South Africa has what America needs: advanced infrastructure, legal stability, and a growing black middle class that matches American consumer values. This isn't just about travel, it's about political power. Visa-free access is a political partnership, and Washington has just sealed the deal. It's a move full of controversy, strategic power, and real-world consequences, one that could change the dynamics between Africa and the US forever. Number 7, Ghana. Ghana is often seen as the feel-good story of the decade, a country known for its democracy, peace, Afrobeat music, and Pan-African pride. It's no surprise that in 2025, the US will include Ghana in its visa-free program. However, this move comes with a lot of controversy. Ghana is being positioned as the model African nation, but many people see this as patronizing and selective. Critics argue that it's America picking its favorites, reinforcing a good African versus bad African framework and using it to serve geopolitical goals. As African-American tourism and cultural repatriation grow, this visa deal is seen by some as a symbolic gesture to the diaspora. But there are serious concerns. What happens if thousands of Ghanaians begin arriving in the US without visas? How will the country handle those who overstay, work illegally, or seek asylum due to domestic tensions in Ghana? The line between symbolic diplomacy and real-world migration is about to get incredibly blurry, and many fear the consequences will be unpredictable. It's a move filled with good intentions, but the sad reality might be more complicated than anyone expects. Number 6, Senegal. The bridge between Africa and the West just became stronger. Senegal, a country that has always been an ally of both France and the US, has been a stable partner in a very unstable region. But now, visa-free access, that's a whole new level. The United States sees Senegal as the new gateway to West African diplomacy, a soft power to counter the rising tensions with Mali's military rule and Nigeria's increasing power. But not everything is as peaceful as it seems. Underneath this shiny partnership, there are serious problems. Senegal has high youth unemployment, unrest, and deep-rooted migration networks. Some people warn that this visa-free move could lead to a flood of undocumented migrants, with many trying to stay in the US through family sponsorships or by overstaying their visas. Others say this policy isn't about friendship at all. It's more about gaining access to fishing rights, mining deals, and military bases. In the end, the question remains, nothing comes for free. Number 5, Rwanda. This one will definitely blow your mind. Yes, Rwanda, the country once known for its horrific genocide and civil war, is now on the US visa-free list for 2025. How did this happen? Rwanda has transformed into a model of efficiency. With clean streets, strong governance, smart policies, and a disciplined military, it's often called the Singapore of Africa, with a much better public image. But this transformation isn't without its dark side. Human rights groups are furious, accusing Rwanda of being authoritarian, repressing political freedoms, and censoring the media. Granting visa-free travel to a country with this kind of history feels like a chilling mistake. Many Americans are asking, why are we opening our borders to countries with such questionable democratic records? The sad truth is, the answer is simple: optics. Rwanda looks modern, stable, and ready for investment. In a world filled with chaos, that's enough for Washington. It's a shocking move that leaves many wondering about the real price of stability. Number 4. Uganda. Yes, Uganda, a country most Americans know for its controversial laws, is now being given visa-free access. But why? The answer is simple. Uganda has worked closely with the U.S. on counterterrorism, regional peacekeeping, and intelligence sharing. Because of this cooperation, the U.S. is willing to ignore the country's domestic issues and keep its influence in the Great Lakes region. But this decision is sure to cause a backlash, and it will be loud. Progressive activists in the U.S. will be outraged. How can a country that criminalizes LGBTQ people be rewarded with open access to America? On the other side, conservative voices will question why another poor country, one that has a high migration risk, is being given such a privilege. Uganda's visa-free status could be one of the most explosive decisions on the list. And trust me, it's not a coincidence, it's a strategic move. The whole world will be watching. Number 3, Morocco. Strategic, that's the key word when it comes to Morocco's inclusion in the United States visa-free plan. It's all about geography. Morocco stands as a vital buffer between Europe, the Arab world, and sub-Saharan Africa. With the growing U.S.-Israel-Morocco cooperation, this move is seen as a reward for Morocco's normalization deal and as a way for the U.S. to gain a strong foothold in North Africa. But let's not fool ourselves. This decision isn't without its controversies. Morocco has tense relationships with its neighbor, Algeria, and an ongoing dispute over Western Sahara. Plus, there are internal movements in Morocco demanding reform. Giving Moroccan citizens the ability to enter the U.S. without a visa might just make these geopolitical tensions worse and drag America into regional conflicts it wasn't part of before. It also sends a powerful message to other Arab states: if you align with Washington, there are rewards waiting for you. It's a game of politics that could have far-reaching effects. Number 2, Batswana. Batswana may not be a country you hear about often, but it's quietly stable and underrated. It has good governance, low corruption, and an economic model that aligns with the West. This country is rich in diamonds, wildlife, and has great potential for clean energy. And now, visa-free access is a way for the United States to say, we see what you're doing, and we support it. We want your resources. But don't be tricked. This isn't just about people coming to see the beautiful safaris, it's much deeper than that. The truth is, this is about locking down one of Africa's few stable mineral corridors. Before China can make its move, Botswana might not be making the headlines, but the fact that it's included on this list tells us exactly where the money is heading. It's a quiet but strategic win for the U.S., and it's all about securing resources that the world needs. The stakes are higher than you think. Number 1, Mauritius. The last country on this list is Mauritius, a small island that seems to hold the secrets of the wealthy. It's a place of billionaires, banks, and backdoor deals. Mauritius is a tax haven, a gateway for shell corporations, and an up-and-coming tech hub. The visa-free access isn't just for tourists, it's for investors. The U.S. wants to turn Mauritius into the new Cayman Islands, but this time for Africa. It's not about people migrating, it's about money, and when it comes to money, the game changes. But there's something bigger happening here. In 2025, a new policy called the Continental Strategic Visa Waiver Initiative will be put in place. This policy, crafted by the U.S. State Department with the help of Homeland Security, allows countries that have strong relations, high traveler integrity, and strategic alliances to bypass the normal visa process. They're selling it as a way to modernize, but in reality, it's a geopolitical tool, a way for the U.S. to decide who gets to move freely and who doesn't. It's not just about qualifications, it's about who cooperates with the U.S. and who doesn't. And this will stir up controversy like never before. This might be the most controversial immigration policy of our generation. So let's take a step back. This isn't really about visas, it's about a vision. A vision where Africa isn't overlooked, but chosen. A vision where borders open not because of kindness, but because of strategy. A vision where mobility is used as a tool, a weapon to shape alliances. And while the news will tell you that 10 African countries have been granted visa-free access to the US, they won't tell you who actually benefits or who gets left out. They won't show you how many will celebrate, how many will protest, and how many will feel like this is either a new beginning or the end of the US as we know it. So, what can you do? First, share this video because the media won't tell you the whole truth. Second, comment below and tell us, do you think this is the right decision or a dangerous experiment? Third, subscribe because in a world full of distractions, we bring you the uncomfortable truths. And finally, stay aware, stay sharp, and stay loud, because if they're making policies behind closed doors, we will open them up. This is your wake-up call. Thanks for watching.